Yes, welcome back to the Sports Show. Time to get to our footy tips. So we thought we'd keep the expert here that's played with Hawthorn, so you can put your money down safely. It's okay, mate.
Bet responsibly.
Gamble responsibly. That is the one we're looking for, mate. Round 23, Power City in 9th spot. Tonight, of course, Essendon 11th at Adelaide Oval. They met in round 4. Essendon got them by 22 points. Now, I don't want to say this, Baz, but the Power have lost 5 of their past 6, mate. So their form's not all that good. We'll get to Brendan Goddard in a minute, whether he'll stay with them, but what's your thoughts? Power or Essendon?
Well, I think, unfortunately, Port are done. Essendon might be just too hard to beat. Funny things happen last games when there's not much on the end of it, but I think when Dixon and Howard and the other guy went down all in the same game, Ryder was injured, playing injured.
Yeah,
Thought that was the end of him, really.
Cleary's gone.
So, Cleary, which hurts him. He's been steady all year back there.
Yeah.
So I think Essendon might be too hard.
I think Essendon will be too strong in their midfield and their defence and their forward line. So Port by 5.
Port. Okay, Port for you, Essendon for you. Hey, just quickly, Brendan Goddard, he's not going to be there next year with Essendon. Will he play somewhere else? So 334 games, it'll be at the end of this. He's 33 years of age. His season's been okay, but he's a bit of an enigma as a personality.
There was a bit of talk about McVeigh from Sydney going to Gold Coast or similar up there. Sounds like that might not happen now. So whether they think that McVeigh might be a good replacement, Goddard might be a good replacement for him, I don't know. But unfortunately, how he relates to young kids these days is probably going to be critical to that decision. And I'm not so certain that's his strength. So they might just say, see you later.
See you later, mate. He might not pick up.
Yeah, I don't know about him. I'm
unsure.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't know whether he'll get another deal at another club. I looked at all the clubs, thinking, where does he fit? But it all comes back to what Tony just said.
I agree.
This is attitude, I think.
Luke
In
Hodge
today's game, you can't do that. You can't do that. Not a Luke Hodge.
No, he's not. All right, Saturday night, Geelong sit in 8th spot. Gold Coast are in 17th. That's at Geelong. They met in round 11 this year. Geelong got them by 85 points. Is it going to be any different?
I don't think so, unfortunately. I'm a bit worried about Hawthorn maybe playing Geelong in the first week of the finals, so I'd like to see the reverse happen, but I think Geelong are sort of coming good at the right time and might make it interesting in September.
Gold Coast easy.
Yeah, because
all right. No, Geelong will win.
Geelong will win. Richmond sit in 1st spot. The Doggies sit in 13th. They've found a bit of form. It's at the MCG. The Tigers win this one. 18 wins for the Tigers.
Did you say that this game's at the MCG? The Tigers?
I know you're surprised by that.
Well, I'm surprised by that.
You wouldn't read about it.
No, that's amazing.
So you're going against them because it's
no.
It's pretty ordinary there.
Yeah, I know it is.
7 or 18 wins in a row.
That's right.
The only thing I'll say once again, Richmond, the guys know they're finishing top. They know they're playing finals. They know they're a good chance to win another premiership. You probably don't go as hard in the last minor round game as you probably should. You can talk about it any way you like, but that's how footballers think. So it might be closer than you think. Richmond will probably get over the line, but it might be close.
That's a good call. I agree with that. But Richmond will win. But I agree with what you said about the Bulldogs. They've been in some pretty good form.
All right. Fremantle the 14th. Collingwood in 3rd. It's at Optus Oval. Freo could not have been worse last week. They met back in round 11. Collingwood got them by 61 points in that game. You're going with your theory, mate. We're going into the finals. Did Collingwood step back or step up?
I don't know that I'll be watching this game. It's not too much fun watching Fremantle play without being too rude about it. It just doesn't excite me at all. I agree. But once again, I mean, there'll be blokes playing for their careers, probably. Collingwood, a bit of self-preservation. I still think Collingwood will beat them, but it might be 5 goals instead of 15.
You've also got players for Collingwood who'll be playing for their spot as well.
True.
So I think they'll still go. Collingwood will belt them, but I was interested in their re-signings the other day. Hayden Ballantyne and a couple of others that, a bit of a worry.
It seems like Ross Lyons made his call on players 4 weeks ago. Daniel Pearce, who's been a great footballer, hasn't had a look in. No. All of a sudden, re-signing Ballantyne, they say they're going to pick up Sandilands again. Really, Sandilands had 2 or 3 soft tissue injuries. He's 6'10" and 36 next year. Probably not going to get any better. So,
that's right. No.
I don't know.
They'll get belted.
Smells a bit like a coach coaching for his future. doesn't it?
It does smell a bit like that. Yeah, I agree.
I was going to touch on that. I reckon there's probably not going to be a coaching change at the end of this season. I mean, there's been some talk about Alan Richardson, but at the end of next season or during next season, there's potentially 4 coaches under the pump. Hinkley's one of them.
I don't think
Ross
so.
Lyon is one of them. Richardson at St Kilda, although I don't think he should be, is one of them. And obviously Bolton at Carlton.
Why would Hinkley be under it? Why would Hinkley be under the pump?
Well, mate, they've had a pretty poor
They haven't finished
year.
bottom.
Have they had a pretty poor year?
Well, I wouldn't say they've had
So
a great
if they
year.
had the same year again next year, could you see the Port Adelaide faithful standing by?
Absolutely.
At a
Stability
club that-
is a key to
I'm not
great
arguing
clubs.
you, mate, but the club has always been built around we win. That's part of the mantra.
That's true.
So at another club, you may be able to get away with that. That's not one of the things that Port Adelaide let you get away
No,
with too
but
easily.
I don't
I'm not
think
saying
he's
they
had a-
should do it, but I'm saying I think he might be in a tight spot if he's
But to
in the
lose
same
your
spot
job,
next year.
But to lose your job, I think you have to have a shocking year. You can't have a year.
But what was this
Well,
year?
no,
A
sitting
good
on-
year,
Well,
fair
I don't say
year?
it was a shocking year.
Yeah.
Not a good one.
No.
But not a shocker.
But
They
did they-
played finals last year.
I would not be supporting getting rid of him in any shape or form. But I'm
you're saying he's under the
I
gun.
think he's going to be under the gun.
Okay.
It's tight though. If they don't lose Dixon and I think it was Dougal Howard within a minute or two of each other, they probably win that game.
That's
They
right.
probably
That's why
There
probably
is
win
support.
last week and
Yeah.
they
They're
win
in.
by a game and everyone's happy. But
So it's it's a bit of a.
I think they picked up the wrong guys early in the pre-season, unfortunately. And Rockcliffe was probably the most steady of them and wasn't fit all year. The other guys are a bit.
Yeah, I didn't
hot
mind
and cold,
Motlop's
that's how
year.
they played.
I didn't mind Motlop's year. He's got to fit in somewhere.
Right, just quickly then, based on that, and again, I'm saying with you. I think Hinkley shouldn't be under any pressure. I just think if they go bad, he might be. But where does Pike sit in that? If Pike had the same year next year as he had this year, where would he sit?
Oh, well,
Be under pressure or
he
not?
too has just played in the grand final. Raft of injuries. I think his
couldn't
year
agree
was
with
upset by
Yep.
the pre-season camp, if you like. Whatever. I mean, but I don't think they'll make that same mistake.
All right, let's fly through these boys. We've got Carlton City in 18th spot, Adelaide in 12th through at Etihad. They met in round 7 and the Crows got them by 55 points.
And we'll do again.
We'll do it again.
And we'll do it again.
Against Carlton?
Yeah.
I reckon Carlton might get them.
They're right.
There you
All
go.
right, Carlton for you,
See how
Crows.
we go.
No Talia, no Smith,
No Walker.
no Walker.
Yeah.
Poor year,
Carlton
Tex.
blokes, they just might just run
Got a
and
bit
play
more of a
footy
reason.
this week and they just might surprise them.
All right, Sydney in 5th spot, Hawthorn in 4th at the SCG. They met in round 8 and the Swans got them by 8 points. I reckon it was 71-79 from memory, so it was close. SCG's traditionally been a good hunting ground for Sydney, but not so much this year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Hawthorn, great club, but they make it hard for you every week. They play a lot of close games. I think they won 4 this year by 4 points or less.
Yeah.
It's going to go less than 10 points probably. I'm tipping Hawthorn clearly. They seem to get over the line of the real big games that matter, so stick with them.
I'm going with the Hawks.
Hawks, all right.
Yeah.
Sunday, Brisbane 15th, West Coast in 2nd
In Brisbane.
at the Gabba.
Right.
Brisbane.
I'm taking Brisbane as
All
well.
right, 2 for Brisbane, rightio.
West Coast got a few out.
This
Well,
one
they have,
might.
that's right.
This one will be an interesting one. The Melbourne in 7th, GWS in 6th at the MCG.
Well, this is the one
This is the one
when I
that
say
has
we, at Port Adelaide thought might be the game that it will come down to. Not expecting Melbourne to beat West Coast in Perth last week. And GWS got a few out. But every time GWS get a few out, they get a few back.
Yeah, they
and
do.
they're as good as the
think
ones
they
that are
have.
out.
Yep.
It's at the MCG. I will go for Melbourne, but I'm
Yep.
like that.
I'm with Baz. Go for Melbourne.
All right, last one. I know you care about this one. St Kilda 16th, North Melbourne 10th at Etihad. They met in round 2.
We'll be there.
The Roos got them by a lazy
Live.
52.
We're going, aren't we,
Yeah,
Simon?
we're going there live. North Melbourne for me.
North Melbourne,
Who's it against? St Kilda.
St Kilda,
Where's it at?
Etihad.
Saints.
North Melbourne, they'll be keeping it to Brown just so they can win the goal kicking comp. Every time they go in, just put 3 votes on Brown.
Bomb on Brown.
That's it, that's
right.
it.
All right, that's enough. Stop it. I hope you've enjoyed the show, everybody. Let's hope you have a good night.